And we are finally in F1 season, but in 1950s. As you can see from the name here, really long time ago, the first race of the season is Spielberg. And let's see what we can do in this race. We are starting last, we couldn't manage to qualify, the lap was too long, we crashed into the fence. And we are off from 20 position. Hulme is in front of us, and then Jim Clark. Jim Clark started so lower. We have in first Gunray and Jen Braham, and Rind overtakes Braham. Braham falling off, he's nowhere. Something happened to Braham. Got overtaken by many, and we also managed to overtake two cars already in the first corner. So Ligier, who is producing car chassis today, it's in last position. Jim Clark in 18. We have Seifert in 15, and we are currently 16. What a start, great start, really following Seifert. And you can see from these cars already how the suspension works in cars. They are all uncovered without front or rear wings. You can see almost the entire engine, which is really cool for this season. So we took the most old Formula car that you can take in Automobilista, and also took the all of the historic trucks that we have currently in our bundle. So Jackie Stewart in 13, Servos Gurman in front, and Scarfiotti in 11. Gunray still leading the race, really close race, and trying to overtake, looking on Stewart, and we are side by side to wide and crashing into Servos Gurman, but no damage luckily, as these cars are really strong with real hard metal, and we are able to continue from 19th place. Servos Gurman also went a bit wide and is now in last position. So we have Ligier, Seifert and Clark in front of us. Let's see what we can do. It's 9 laps for this race, really long laps. So usually the fastest pole lap was just below 2 minutes, 1:54. So it looks like we will have almost a 20-minute race here if something else doesn't happen. So Gunner is still first, Damon following him, followed by Rind. But looks like we have a good speed, good setup. We are fast, we can cope with the other drivers. We are looking for Ligier, Seifert, they are battling hard even for the last positions here. We just made it through the the first lap and are on the second lap, and overtaking Seifert and Ligier in one overtake, which led Ligier to stay a little bit behind. So again we have Jim Clark in front of us, and then Hulme on 15th position. We have some luck, as this car is really good prepared and really has a nice speed, so we are catching on the positions here for the 16th and 15th position. We have a group of 4 cars in front of us who are also battling hard. Jim Clark looking on Hulme, and also Hulme attacking K Jr. So Clark couldn't make it and still behind Hulme. Let's see what we can do. Really intense and fun race here in Austria. As you can see, all the mountains and still some covered in snow, really high mountains going through the entire forest and woods. Really awesome race, and looking on the inside and overtaking Hulme, who had a really bad entry and got overtaken by Clark and us. So Clark looking on Junior, who is overtaking Bonnier, and Bonnier sticks with a good line, and it looks like he will also have a good exit from the corner, and does, and also with fire from his exhaust. But Bonnier, Junior has a high speed and overtakes Bonnier easily with really good car, and we also managed to get some good entry into the corner, but too fast. We are being attacked by Junior, who has to let off and drops really behind. So we have Rodriguez and Stewart, John Stewart in front of us with another group. So let's see if we can catch them with the excellent setup that we found and managed to do in the practice. And no mechanical failures so far. We have only 3% damage on our engine, but looks good for the end of the race. And the tires are also good, not really overheating, around 50 degrees Celsius. So Rodriguez, Stewart catching on Scarfiotti and Beltois, which is now so they are forming a group of 4 cars in front of us, and we are slowly catching them. We are 2 seconds behind Rodriguez. Excellent car, so it would be really shame to put this race off as we are so fast, and even from the last position we are already now in 13 after only 3 laps, going a bit wide, too slow, too fast into the slowest corner of the race, going sideways on the grass, being overtaken by Clark and Junior, and now we are the same group as we were before, so overtaking Clark, and now we have Junior and Hulme surprisingly went into the front of the group and really picking the pace off. He's building some nice gaps, so we are overtaking Hulme from the inside. Nice driving. Hulme couldn't do anything here, and in front we have just Hulme, who is also trying to catch now Stewart and Rodriguez, Scarfiotti, yeah. So Gunner is still in first, doing a great race. Nobody can catch him. Has almost over 3.5 seconds from Rindt, and then who is being followed really closely by Amon. So yeah, we really close nicely to Hulme, who has now some pressure from our side. And we are in lap 4. We got also some distractions from some mosquito, but it was hit and fell off, so I think it will not bother us again. Really funny and difficult to drive in these conditions, like almost as we are in some swamp or something, but we got rid of that, hopefully, mosquito. And with mosquito and Hulme trying to catch that front group with Stewart, Rodriguez and Beltois. Currently we are in 14th position, really standing still good, following Hulme, who has an excellent pace, approaching again the slowest corner of the track, passing really good and following behind Hulme. Really tight battle going on between Rodriguez and Beltois, as Rodriguez looks inside for Beltois, but Beltois manages to defend, and look at Hulme, he's here just behind Jackie Stewart, who was also a champion, who just dropped off a bit from Rodriguez and Scarfiotti. So also we are losing a little bit speed, but going really fast into the first corner of the track and going with over 220 in that corner, and upshifting to 4th and then to 5th gear. So Hulme in front has now really catch those guys, so we have now 3, 4, 5, looks like group of 5, and now when we catch it will be a group of 6, yeah, really high group here battling for the 10th position. And Belto is sliding, really pushing all the way he can. And change for the 2nd place, Surtees managed to overtake Amon, and let's see if he can catch Gunner, who built almost 4.5 seconds. And we have Belto is going on grass and really hard braking from him. Hulme patiently and cautiously looking from his back and trying to force him now. Oh, Belto slides again with too much power on the corner exit. Then we have also Rodriguez, Scarfiotti in front of us. Collision with Hulme. Hulme slides but maintains the grip, and it's still here into the slowest corner of the track. Hulme overtakes Beltois, and also Beltois goes wide. It looks inside and overtakes Beltois. Wow, Beltois drops to the last of this group. So now with Hulme and Dit chasing Rodriguez and Scarfiotti, let's see what we can do. So this is no more anymore a group of 6, but has been reduced a bit. Dit looks for Hulme and overtakes him. Really great entry for Dit. and overtakes Humi, who was doing so great the last few laps, and overtook several cars in front. So Rodriguez, Calfiotti and Stewart in front of us. Then we have also McLaren, who later had a great company and team for Formula 1 teams. We are really behind Rodriguez and Calfiotti. They are struggling in following Stewart. We also increased a bit our wear on the engine, so we are at 5% of damage, but we are more than 0.5% of the race. We are at lap 6 out of 9 and overtaking 2 cars, as it looks like, Scalfiotti and Rodriguez in one shot. So in front we have Jackie Stewart, who is now at P9. We managed to do the top 10. Oh, Scalfiotti looks inside but cannot do anything. We are also coming to the slower section of the track. Let's see what Stewart does. He also brakes hard, goes a bit wide, but maintains his position, and yeah, he keeps his pace really fast. So in front we have McLaren and Spence. Whoa, looking inside from Deaton, Stewart really going carefully through the corner and managed to stay with a bit aside of him. As you can see, all the suspension work from his car into the slowest corner, but he doesn't want to let go, and he maintains the P9 as Deaton Stewart tried to close in to McLaren and Spence. All this also looking from inside, really bothering Stewart, giving him a lot of pressure, but with his excellent skills he maintains the 9th position. High braking from McLaren, and McLaren goes wide and it's off. I don't know if he has some damage. It was a really big mistake from McLaren as Deaton Stewart close on him and Spence goes away. So Stewart going really fast, but with some dread we are able to close him, and in the really dangerous corner of the race, sliding away with 200 kilometers per hour and managing also to close on McLaren now, who probably has a damaged car and falling off. Probably it will be attacked now by Stewart. And in front we have Spence, who managed to stay alive here from that crash when McLaren attacked him. So we are at lap 7 of the race. After this lap we have only 2 laps to go. Really awesome race. We are at P8 and looking for Spence. Spence cannot do anything, doesn't have such a great setup in car, but driving really great, and we overtook Spence for the P7. So we have Graham Hill, who also was a champion, in front of us, but has really done a great pace, so we don't even see him in line. And behind we have Spence, who is looking but cannot cope with our cornering skill, and the gap increases between Spence and it. So in front we have Hill in P6, who is also has then some gap after Ring. Then we have Amon and Brabham, Surtees and Gunnery. So Amon fell from 2nd to 4th now, being overtook by Surtees and Brabham. Gunnery doing an incredible job, leading over 6 seconds, always just increasing that gap. Let's see if he can maintain that throughout the championship and claim the championship for these titles for the 1950s in Formula Vintage Generation 1, in Automobilista 2, with Racing Life career simulation mode, probably the best mod that was ever created in simulation games. So we are at P7, 16, actually 70 seconds behind Gunnery, going fast again into the first corner with almost 200 kilometers an hour, trying to catch Hill, who is really driving fast, and we are not able to close that gap so much, going into the right medium corner with huge number of fans here that you can see on the grass that came to this race. So we have around 4 seconds between us and Hill. Let's see if that decreases. So looking at the back, we already made 4 seconds, almost 4 seconds between us and Spence, who is being chased by Hume. Hume being able to overtake everybody, also Stewart and McLaren. McLaren, who had that crash, he adjusted this corner into the wall and luckily stayed on the track with hopefully no big damage on the car. Hume doing great. He was back with us in some of the last positions in the beginning of the race and overtook more than 10 people. so looks like we are not able to close so much on hill, but still some. Yeah, we are able to see him now in front of us as he is probably 2 corners in front, and then the other big group of the leaders of the race is visible in front. So we are in lap 8, and after we complete this lap it will be the last lap of the race, of this really hard and long race. Previously, as we were doing the sprint races, this is a huge move forward with probably, yeah, maybe even over 20 minutes of race. We had really nice conditions, not so clear sky, but in general sunny, and the weather was favorable without any rain or anything similar. So Graham Hill manages to decrease that gap between the first as he is pushing as fast as he can to catch Rindt, but there's a really high gap of 6 seconds between Rindt 5th and Graham Hill in 6th, and also to try to get away from us. It looks like everybody is catching that second group from 2nd to 5th, being the Amon, Braham, Surtees and Rindt trying to battle for the second position. Let's see what happens there. Hulme is still in 9th, but catching Stewart really closely. He's just few tenths of a seconds behind him, and Hulme overtakes Stewart in the last corner. So great driving from Hulme, who was all the way with us in the start of the race. So now Graham Hill also falls from Gunner and Brahams. Brahams comes into the second with Surtees falling all the way up to the 4th, and now Amon overtakes him. Rindt still in 5th. Really tight battle for the second position. And as Dit is trying to do everything to catch Hill, but no, Hill is also doing a great job and maintaining that 6th position. So this is the last lap, and we are coming into the last corner of the race with tires both in good condition with just slight wear and 8% of damage into the second, into the last corner, 130 kilometers per hour, and going for the last stint and main straight of the race. People looking inside, and yeah, that's it. We managed to do it. 10th position from starting from the last. Huge range. Great for the championship and many points. Connery takes the first position.